Welcome to Researching Cases Part 5, using citators as a research tool in case law research. This is a tutorial by the Jerome Hall Law Library at Indiana University Maurer School of Law. In this tutorial, you will learn what a citator is and when you should use it. We will discuss how citators work on Lexis and Westlaw. Legal citators, as we know them, began with Frank Shepard in 1873. He sought to come up with a system to help researchers identify whether a case was still good law. He began by publishing lists of case citations in a series of books keyed to different jurisdictions, originally called Shepard's Adhesive Annotations. The publication changed names and formats over time, and in 1998, LexisNexis bought the rights to Shepard citations and released the first online version, Shepard Citation Service, in 1999. The success of Shepard's spawned similar products by competitors, such as West's KeyCite, Bloomberg Law's B-Cite, and even the Science Citation Index was inspired by Shepard citations. Citators, also known as citation indexes, perform three basic functions. Most importantly, they are used to update your case. Before you use a case in your research, you must refer to a citator to see whether your case has been overturned, called into question, or is still considered good law by later cases. A citator will tell you this first by using a colorful symbol to indicate the treatment of your case, and more fully by providing a list of later cases and how each one has treated your case. A citator also provides a history of your case, how it has proceeded through the court system, and where it is now. If your case has been further appealed, for instance, the history report will reflect that. Finally, citators can also be powerful research tools. They provide a list of citing decisions, meaning later cases that have cited to your case, a table of authorities, which is a convenient list of all the cases your case cited to, as well as other legal materials such as secondary sources that have cited to your case. You can use this list of citing references to expand your research. Each major legal research database has its own citator today. In Lexis, the citator is still called Shepard's. As the oldest of the major citators still in use today, it's common to hear attorneys refer to using a citator as Shepardizing a case. In Westlaw, the citator is called KeyCite. You will find that both of these share similar features for working with your case. Let's begin with Shepard's on Lexis. When you're looking at a case in Lexis, you will find evidence of Shepard's in a couple of different places. First, to the left of the case name, you will see a treatment symbol. The symbols are fairly intuitive. A green symbol with a plus sign indicates overall positive treatment. If you see a case with a red stop sign, that indicates overall negative treatment. On the right side of the screen, you will see a brief Shepard's report that provides a snapshot of how other subsequent cases have treated your case. This information from Shepard's is provided in greater detail in the various tabs across the top of the document. First, you get a look at the full list of citing decisions. Remember that citing decisions are later cases that have cited to your case. The default listing is in hierarchical order by court, but under display settings, you can also sort your results by analysis, depth of discussion, or date. When looking at the citing decisions, you will see a treatment symbol for that case, a different treatment symbol that indicates how the citing decision treated your case, as well as an indication of how heavily the citing decision discussed your case. For research purposes, you may want to use the filters on the left to narrow the list of citing decisions to cases that will best help your research. For instance, you can narrow by headnote to limit the citing decisions to those that share a particular headnote or issue of law in common with your case. And you can also perform a keyword search of the cases in your results list. One additional feature I'll point out on the Citing Decisions page is the link for the legend. If you're having trouble interpreting the treatment symbols for your case, the legend gives you a convenient description of what each of these symbols means on Lexis. The next tab gives you a list of other citing sources. This will include references to your case in other types of documents, particularly secondary sources such as law reviews and treatises, and court filings. You have fewer narrowing options here to refine your results list, limited to content type, date, and again searching the results list by keyword. The next tab provides the history of your case, where you can view any information on previous or subsequent appellate history. And finally, the last tab contains a table of authorities. In contrast to the listing of citing decisions, a table of authorities lists cited decisions, which are all cases cited within your case. In other words, these are older cases. The table of authorities looks very similar to your list of citing decisions, showing the treatment of the cited decision, how your case treated each cited decision, and the level of discussion given. While you are more likely to use citing decisions to expand your research, if an older case is still good law, it can be another good resource to expand your research. Next, we'll head to Westlaw to see how its citator KeyCite resembles and differs from Shepard's. As we saw on Lexis, on Westlaw you will find citator information in the tabs across the top of your document. As on Lexis, a treatment symbol to the left of your case name indicates your case's current treatment. It's important to note that a negative treatment symbol does not necessarily mean that you should not use the case in your research. A case can have a negative symbol for a number of reasons, and it does not necessarily mean that the case has been completely overruled. One of your responsibilities as a researcher is to look to those negative citing decisions to figure out how to interpret the negative treatment symbol. Lexis and Westlaw use a similar color scheme for their treatment symbols, with red meaning that at least one legal issue in the case has been overruled, and yellow meaning some lesser negative treatment or criticism by later cases. To find more information on how to interpret the treatment symbols on Westlaw, refer to the Westlaw Help menu. Next, let's look at the tabs across the top of the document to see the full KeyCite report for this case. The Negative Treatment tab will show any cases that have negatively treated your case. This tab, therefore, is a helpful place to go to help you interpret a yellow or red treatment symbol. If your case has any previous or subsequent appellate history, it will display in the History tab. To find all legal materials on Westlaw that have cited your case, you'll use the Citing References tab. This tab is further divided into citing cases, trial court orders, secondary sources, and appellate and trial court documents. You'll notice that the KeyCite report looks very similar to the Shepard's report on Lexis. You can sort your results by depth, date, or court level, and the list of cases indicates what kind of treatment was given, the treatment status of the citing decision, the depth of treatment, and any headnotes or issues of law the citing decision shares with your case. Notice that on the left, you have similar narrowing options as well, by keyword search, depth of treatment, headnote, and more. An additional tab Westlaw offers is the Cited With tab. Here, you'll find a list of cases commonly cited alongside your case, but that don't necessarily have a direct citation relationship to your case. In other words, the cases here do not necessarily cite to, nor are they necessarily cited by your case, but they have often been cited together with your case in later cases. This list of cases, then, is just another place that you can look to expand your research and make sure you're not missing any potentially relevant cases simply because they were not in a direct citation relationship to your case. And finally, Westlaw also provides a table of authorities for your case, providing similar information to the list of citing decisions, including case treatment, depth of discussion, whether or not the case was quoted, and the page number in your case where the citation occurs. You should now have a basic understanding of what citators are, how they work on Lexis and Westlaw, and how to use them to update your case, view your case's appellate history, and expand your research to other citing decisions and secondary sources. After watching these case law tutorials, you should now be familiar with 3 different approaches to case law research. These tutorials have covered full-text searching for cases in Westlaw and Lexis, using headnotes and key numbers in each of these databases, and how these tools can help you find related cases, and how citators help you update your case and lead you to other cases through citing decisions. There are two other common strategies for finding cases that have not been covered in these tutorials. First is to use an annotated code to find cases listed in the annotations to a statute. And the second is to use a secondary source, such as a legal encyclopedia or a law review article, to find cases in the source's text or footnotes. All of these are excellent strategies to find cases, and you're likely to find yourself using more than one of these strategies when conducting your research. Remember that research is an iterative process that requires you to be focused and thorough. This concludes the case law tutorial on citators. If you have any questions, the research librarians are happy to help.